He's a fifth generation Vancouverite.
Wow.
Any others in the room? Fifth generation?
There we go.
Five generation Vancouverite. And Duncan is the co-founder and vice president of operations with Too Tall Totem Software. And with Duncan today is Vinson Lee. Vinson is the vice president of engineering. And so he's the technical guy. And also we have the business development guy that's growing the company. The company's been around about 8 years. You're going to hear all about it. And that's Jose Hernandez. So let's give them a big Rotary Club of Vancouver.
We're going to see some magic in a second. Well, while that's coming up, I just wanted to say thank you very much, Don, for having us here as well. I want to thank my father-in-law, Ian Grant. So Ian is over on the Sunshine Coast. He's a member of Rotary, and he's been talking about all the great things you guys do all year round, and he's been pushing all the great virtues of Rotary, and I'm seeing it up here in charts and everything, and you guys do a great job, so thank you very much for what you do. So face the future. So first off, I want to tell you a little bit about Too Tall Totems. So Too Tall Totems is a company. We're based in Vancouver. We're a technology company. We're a digital innovation studio. We help clients solve problems using technology. So we'll go through some of our clients, but what's important, I want to tell you a little bit, first of all, we say TTT, but Too Tall Totems is our name, and there's a reason why we're Too Tall Totems. And it'll become relevant as this project goes on, or this presentation goes on. So first off, Too Tall Totems is founded by myself, my twin brother, and Josephine Wong Fu, who I always kind of, the story ends up, she almost sounds like she's Yoda height. She's not quite that short, but the stories kind of get better and better over time. And we were doing a project together, and she said one day, wow, standing between you and Chris, who's, well, I guess carbon copy more or less, it's like standing between two tall totems. And that's where the name came. That's where, the history, I guess. So, yeah. But hold on to that. The twin part will matter shortly. So the important part is we've been around for 8 years, and we solve problems for people using technology. So our services, just so you understand Too Tall Totems, UX and UI design. So what that is user experience, user interface. We have engineers, but we also have designers that are the best on the planet that are able to do I'll call it the blueprints of projects. So they understand all the problems, everything gets drawn up, and then the UI, which is the paint job. So painting that goes on it. We're doing this presentation as a more non-technical. Vinson will be able to do the technical. We're going to do more of a business presentation here. But we also do mobile development, which was our bread and butter 8 years ago when the iPhone first came out. We were one of the first companies in Vancouver to be developing for it. Web development, back-end development, quality assurance, project management, tech and design consulting. So we, again, help businesses solve their problems. So what are we doing next one? So again, just to talk about our family, because they are a family to us, we have 23 engineers, and we grab everyone from UBC, and we're trying to grab as many people as possible. For instance, Vinson did his master's in mechanical engineering at UBC. We have 3 PhDs. Most people have their masters. We are an engineering firm first. UX designers, account managers, and project managers. So that's our family really quick. So here's some of our clients and partners, and you can see up front KPMG. TELUS is what we're going to go into in detail. We're actually moving right now into KPMG's building, so we can be tightly work together on a bunch of projects. But we work anywhere from, we did the Fortis BC application to the Mortgage Alliance of Canada, enterprise level clients to well-funded startups that are kind of a lot of fun to work with. So the problem that we run into is we were solving everyone else's problems. We were creating technology for everyone else. We wanted to create something for ourselves. And we thought facial recognition would be a really good thing to work on it. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, the advancements of AI and computer vision. The things that we could do today, we couldn't even do 2 years ago. So the hardware wasn't there, the technology wasn't there. It was a huge limitation. In North America, facial recognition right now is not smooth. I don't know what the right word is. It hasn't taken place. If you go to Asia or anywhere like that, you can make purchases with your face. You could get onto the bus with your face. Everything works really incorporated in their system. But the main thing with us is we have a bunch of in-house facial recognition experts. Again, like Vinson, who did his master's and did his thesis based on a lot of this. So One of the questions I think you guys are going to have when it comes to facial recognition because of Facebook, and you hear all these things, is, well, you're stealing my soul. That's all right. But you're storing photos. There's privacy issues. There's a bunch of problems. Well, one thing that we do is we actually take a photo, and we never store that photo. We actually take a digital representation, zeros and ones, and we store that zeros and ones, and the photo disappears. You never need to know anything more beyond that. The other thing is we have anti-spoofing. So again, Chris and I are twins. We came up, let me tell you a story. I'm going to tell a quick story here. Jose, Chris, and I were invited to go to the Mobile World Congress, which is a huge event in Barcelona. And it is basically 8 IKEA-sized buildings full of technology. It's enormous, it's huge. And every company from Samsung to Motorola, you name it, are there presenting their latest and greatest technology. Being a twin gave us a really good advantage, and this is where, again, rolling back about twins, we screwed up every one of their technologies every time they tried to do facial recognition. I would either crash it, Chris would crash it, it wouldn't know who we were. It basically gave us a great testing point of saying, okay, if we're going to create something, we've got a pretty good user test on this one. And that's why ours is actually incredibly accurate at 99.8% compared to all the other ones that we saw. Okay, so we thought we'd just show you what we call the twin test, just to kind of give you a little bit of proof of how things work. So the first one is going to be a quick video showing just our technology. Oh, going the wrong one. That's the second one. No, you're in the second one. Twin test 1. Can you do a full screen on this? Jose's here. So it says, hello, Jose, welcome back, please sit down. And then Vinson gets a notification, he can come up. Pretty cool. If it doesn't know who he is, it kind of goes through a quick process. Welcome to Two Tall Totems. Please fill out your information. All of this, which is really important for security, is just stored on our local system. It's not shared with Facebook. It's not shared. It's not in the cloud. It's all stored locally. So they fill out a quick information. But what we could do in the future, and I probably shouldn't be talking about this, but I like talking about this, is, again, I don't know the person. I can go back, grab all the calendar invites to the people in the next 45 minutes, grab all their email addresses, go to social media, grab any photos of people on social media, grab those photos, scan them quickly, and now check to see if that person is the person that's coming here. Oh, it is Jose, great. Welcome, Jose. Now I can justify that it's Vinson. So we can play with a little bit of optimizations on this as well. But yeah, we're using this right now in our front desk, and we're testing it with people, and it works spookily well, and that's Vinson's doing there. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to kind of pass the microphone over, because we're going to talk a little bit about our TELUS spot, the reason why TELUS is excited about this technology.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you very much for having us. So as David is saying, I'm going to talk a little bit about the TELUS partnership and why they're looking into this. So we started to work with TELUS because they provide, one of their services, right, provide IT infrastructure for a lot of companies in Canada. And they were having problems because customers were going to cloud services and not using them anymore. So in order to keep them, they opened some sort of a cloud brokerage service, and they needed custom development to migrate their customers from IT, from physical infrastructure to the cloud. And we helped them doing that for multiple customers, like the British Columbia Lottery Corporation. And since we were successful, they were telling us, what else can you do? And we start showing them the facial recognition. They are also, the vision is home smart, and all that can make a home environment better and faster. So we thought facial recognition could work with this very well. Their offering in Home Smart is they basically charge you a subscription fee. They can install all the devices that come from a doorbell, a smart lock, a garage door, indoor and outdoor cameras, a thermostat, and you use the TeleSmart app to handle all this information. The problem with this is that it's not smart. So what happens, and we use the doorbell example to exemplify this. A person rings in the doorbell, and it requires human interaction for someone receives a notification in the app and give access to this person. And if you're busy at that moment, then you cannot reply, because it requires us to video chat with the person and then allow the entry. if we allow it, then that door gets unlocked. What we're proposing to them is a simpler solution. Using the backend system that David explained, you upload the picture of someone that is going to visit you, for example, son or whoever, and then you upload that picture, that person rings the bell, facial recognition kicks in, reads the person's face, and then sends a notification, your son arrived home, and then unlocks the door for him. You just get the notification, he doesn't have to wait outside for you. That is pretty applicable for all Amazon delivery that everybody has an issue with today. If that person is unknown, we will follow the regular flow. So that type of improvement makes the technology smart. And this is something that TELUS is really interested in implementing. So why is this interesting for them? They recently acquired a company called the Land Force for 67 million. And they have around 39,000 customers in Western Canada. But TELUS has a huge customer base, 12.9 million subscribers. They can push this product to them fairly quickly. So this is the immediate market they're looking at. But if we look at the longer term picture, this is what this specific industry is looking to grow. So in 2018, we have around 33 million devices installed in different homes across Canada. But by 2021, this is going to grow 3 times that size. So that's why TELUS are extremely interested in implementing this. But for us, this is one application. What else can we do with it? So we think about multiple use cases, like controlling access or a building or a facility. We had a potential customer in the BC Tech Summit approach us because we showcased the core technology, just identifying the faces of the visitors of the summit. And he was really interesting. He has a greenhouse, and they use thumbs to enter the greenhouse. And they normally have their hands dirty. So it couldn't read properly. They were waiting outside. And the other issue is that if one puts, hey, you have your thumb clean, put your thumb, and 5 of us entry to the greenhouse. So there was a lot of security concerns. So when they saw this, it was great for them in terms of people and security management. How about just going to any membership club and just don't need the access card or that fob to enter. You just need your face. And think about cross-marketing. What can you offer to that particular person when he is in 10 days, his membership is 10 days, 10 days to go do or something, and you can pop some, you have to pay soon, or this is an interesting promotion for you. And how about something that David was mentioning? In China, everybody pays with their face now. So there's a huge opportunity in the North American market, and we can use this technology forever. So for us, and looking at our roadmap, 2017 was making sure that we had a really good technology. So we're a services company. We put some of our profits from the services company to fund this product, and we assigned dedicated resources to them. And we managed to have a good technology in place. Then with KPMG and TELUS, we have different partnerships. TELUS, I explained a lot. KPMG is using this technology for event registration and for access, giving access to their people in their building. And our intention is to improve this technology further along in this year. So we're doing anti-spoofing, which doesn't allow you to just come up with an image of a person and just place it in front of the camera and access. And we're doing person identification, which is pretty much cutting edge. Not even in China it's working that well. And this will allow us to secure more IRAP funding that will continue with the R&D. And 2019 is the year that we're looking for selecting one specific application that we're going to go after, and looking to launch the product and then finally seed funding. So for us, this is we're great at building technology, and we're looking for more of a business marketing oriented partnership that can push this technology forward in an application that they consider interesting. So that's about it. Thank you very much for having us, and happy to answer any questions.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hold the mic, you guys, the question.
Yeah, are you saying that your technology could tell the difference between someone standing there and someone putting a photograph up of somebody else?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
How?
Because,
Well, it's Vincent's turn.
So this is a very good question. It's actually not easy because Apple does this with a 3D sensor. They spent like 5 years. They acquired a company called Prime Sense from Israel for like $2 billion. So that's how they do it. So it throw a structured light onto your face. It actually gets 3D information. But we are trying to do it with a 2D camera. It's possible. There are technology that can differentiate the depth of the face. So if it's photo, it's a total 2D. But the lighting on the 3D is different from that. So machine learning can detect that. So we are doing that right now.
Okay, one more here.
Thank you for a great presentation. Can you explain the other applications that are being used in China? It seems like it's a transactional based application at this point, but I'd be interested in knowing what other apps are being used. And also, whether there's a concern for consumers who may not be aware that the app could be used in, say, in retail shops or whatever.
So there are many use cases in China because I'm from China and I myself know that. So at the beginning, people use it for building access. So you don't need your fob to go into the building. So that is the early use case. So last year, they say it's the starting of facial payment year. So they have set up a KFC that accepts just using your face as the payment method. So you don't need your credit card, you don't even need a phone. So how they do it, because there is a security issue. They want you to do it's called they want you to smile or blink your eyes according to their instruction. So that makes sure that it's a real human, it's not a video. So that's how they do it. They also have this for the online banking, so you don't actually need a username and password. You just use face, they turn on the camera, and you log into your bank. So that is quite scary, but it's happening.
Couple more questions.
Great presentation. I noticed in your presentation you referred to Apple fairly regularly. I'm not a fan of Apple, and I recently had a incident with TELUS with their new Wi-Fi expanders that can't be hooked up unless you have Apple equipment. Is your system applicable on other than Apple equipment?
100%. So we're using the iPad just to capture it's a good camera. You know, it's a good interface for a camera and a screen, but we could use any camera, any video resource to use our technology.
Isn't the Samsung camera better?
The Koreans think so.
And
Yeah, so my question is still around the privacy, because if you're doing this, you must know that shopping mall, I believe the name is Shinjuk Mall in Calgary. So they already use facial recognition to collect customers' information, for example, your age, your gender, to do that analytics, right? And it becomes an issue when the customer realize you collect the data. So in BC, I think the office names OIPC. Have you guys worked with that office to get some feedback on privacy?
No, specifically we haven't. We're focusing right now on the technology, not on the business, the side of it. But what we're focusing on purely is it's a closed system. So in other words, we're not capturing everybody's face. We're not storing any of that information. We are just, if you give us that information, if you provide us that information, we will then allow you to use the system in essence. Everything else is just numbers as the people go by, so.
For now, in the use case that we presented with Amanda, what we require from customers is accepting terms and conditions, where we say we're capturing your face for further visits to this particular office. But of course, we will have to figure out when we're using this on a massive scale, how can we get their approval?
Yeah. One more over here. I hold the mic, you ask the question, sir.
My question is, how do you fund an organization like this? It's 80th in business and developing technology. In other words, how do you get your payday?
Through the services side. Yeah. So we build software, we build custom software for multiple companies. So they pay for that, hopefully. Not that whole thing. They pay well. So that's how we fund the research and development. And it's also important to say we get a lot of support from the Canadian government. When you're doing R&D and you're trying to solve problems that future generations will have, you get a lot of support from government.
Well, one more. You can even have two more if there's somebody else who wants one. Sir Terry.
I was just wondering how big you want to get. Are you going globally in terms of things, or are you staying in Western Canada, or what are you planning to do with it?
Yeah.
Well, it's difficult to know. However, this has applications to go anywhere, and we haven't selected yet which one are we going to push forward. But if that requires us to expand from Western Canada to other places, and normally what happens in these cases is big companies look at you and purchase you, and they push it through their particular market.
But with that said, we are a Western Canadian company. We have clients all around North America and in Asia and whatnot. And we plan on staying a Western Canadian company. So.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're not for sale.
Exactly. Now, we have too much fun. We're not looking at acquisition right now. We're looking at just creating some really cool stuff.
Great. That's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming to speak to us and sharing your company's story. I think I might start wearing my hat and sunglasses.
Oh, we can still get you.
I've got lots. So as a way of thanking you, we just like to let you know that Rotary International has been working since the 1980s to eradicate polio. And as an example, in the mid-80s, there were approximately 350,000 new cases each year of polio. And I just checked the statistics this morning, and so far this year, there have been 15 cases in 2018 of the wild polio virus, and the total in 2017 was 22. So we're definitely getting extremely close. And this letter will show that the Rotary Club of Vancouver has made a donation so that about 250 children will be immunized against polio. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks, Barbara. And next week's program is going to be Lori Matheson, who's going to be the CEO and president of the Chartered Professional Accountants of British Columbia. She will be speaking on the state of the BC economy and looking ahead. Should be interesting with our city election coming up. Thanks for coming out today. Have a great week. And the meeting is adjourned. After I do a toast, if you'd please rise and charge your glasses. I guess this will have to be a toast to better living through spatial technology. Have a great week.
Are you again?